So, hello friends. I welcome all of you in the very purposeful discussion about that how to prepare for Indian polity, constitutional issue, and governance for UPSC Civil Services examination. So, our discussion is purely based on the topic how to prepare. Okay, Indian polity, constitutional issues, constitutional issues, and governance for the UPSC Civil Services examination. Okay, so the agenda is quite clear that how to go ahead with the preparation for Indian polity, constitutional issues, and governance for civil services examination. See, as far as this module is concerned, Indian polity module is concerned, it has its importance in not only from prelim point of view or in main point of view, but it is also important from your personality test point of view. So the importance of this particular module, Indian polity, is definitely is important for your preliminary examination also. It is important for the main examination also, and even it is important for your interview, or you will call as what, personality test. Okay, so this is a very important module as far as this examination is concerned. If you'll analyze the trend of this particular module, okay, 15 to 20 questions will be there in preliminary examination from this module. So it's very important from prelims point of view. In main also, you can expect many questions. And in main, not only in GS paper, you'll get the questions around Indian polity in your essay paper also. Might be there can be a topic regarding Indian polity, constitutional issue, or governance in the country, which you will be forced to write down an essay for 1,000 or 1,200 words. So its importance in GS paper also. Okay, its importance is there in essay also. Are you getting this? So, and yeah, definitely if you have the political science as an optional subject, so if yes, so that is what optional also. If your optional subject is political science. And in the interview room also, in the board also, board can also ask you the question regarding Indian polity, constitutional issues, and governance. Board can ask you the contemporary issues going on in Indian polity. Board can ask you the question related to federal structure of Indian polity. They can ask you the questions related to judiciary. They can ask you the question related to center-state relations. They can ask you the question related to Gram Panchayats, state government, where board can also ask you the question regarding various constitutional issues prevailing in the country. Your board will like to have your stand. So it's equally important from interview point of view also. So in this particular 20-minute discussion, I'll be telling you that how one should prepare Indian polity, constitutional issues, and governance for this particular examination, because this module is of immense importance from prelim point of view also, main point of view also, and even from personality test point of view also. So let us start with how you should approach for this module. See, I am under the impression that all the candidates joined today in this particular session, they are a very fresh candidate. They don't know anything about UPSC or civil service examination. Okay, and I'm an impression that you all are having your first attempt only. I think you will give your first attempt. All the batches which are there today, they'll attempt this examination in 2022. Even some 23 aspirants are studying, so it's equally important for them also. So if this is what your maiden attempt, this is what your first attempt, second attempt, and if you're planning to prepare for this examination, so how you should move with Indian polity. So let's take this I can say you should follow such approach for Indian polity. This is what the best approach prevailing in the industry today. If your mehnat is come, और रिजल्ट आप ज्यादा चाहना चाह रहे हो, तो ये अप्रोच इज क्वाइट different from all the approaches. So let's start that. You first have to deal with the basic knowledge, or you can say you have to create your foundation of Indian polity, and governance. You have to create first basic knowledge. You have to create your own foundation. And when I'm saying this is what the foundation of the basic knowledge, I mean that you have to have some clarity. You have to get some clarity out of the shoes. More particularly, conceptual clarity must be there in your mind regarding Indian polity and governance part. And the best way to have conceptual clarity is to read NCERT. So first step that you should start is reading NCERTs. And people are in a state of confusion which all NCERT to be read. I recommend you that you must read class 9th to 12th political science NCERT. You must read class 9 to 12th political science NCERT. There's an NCERT for class 9th also, democratic politics part 1. In 10th you will have democratic politics part 2. In 11th you have Indian constitution at work, and in 12th the name of the NCERT is India after independence, politics in India after independence. So class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, these 4 NCERTs are indispensable if your agenda is to have conceptual clarity over the issue. When you will read class 9th NCERT, there are certain basic definitions related to constitution, parliament, panchayat. Many parts of the constitutions are explained in a very simple format. What is the nature of Indian polity? What is the nature of Indian constitution? The role of union government, the role of state government. What is union list? What is state list? What is concurrent list? What is decentralization? What are the different organs of the government? How they are separated? What is division of power? What is federal polity? Everything is there in the class 9th NCERT in a very simple format, in a very basic format. When you read about 10th class NCERT, the level is much more higher than class 9th NCERT, where you will be forced to take stands. Issues are explained. Everything is there in 10th NCERT, but the most important NCERT is 11th class NCERT as far as UPSC is concerned. In 11th class NCERT, you will find the mentioning of Constituent Assembly, working of Constituent Assembly, working of Indian Constitution, provisions of Indian Constitution, role of President, Vice President, Council of Ministers, Parliament, State Legislature, Judiciary, Governor, Gram Panchayats, Election Commission. Everything is what there in class 11th NCERT, because it is the most important NCERT from UPSC point of view. So if you want to have the conceptual clarity in your mind, and if your agenda is to give 2022 or 23rd attempt for civil service examination, the very basic thing you must start with is to read NCERT, because this is only the solution you have with you if you're preparing for UPSC civil services, and particularly if you're preparing for Indian polity, constitutional issues, and governance. And in many videos and many lectures, I told you that how to read NCERT. What should be the approach of reading NCERT? You can go to watch that videos also. It is also available in the classroom program of Blitz IAS. But as far as today's Indian polity approach is concerned, I would like to say, to make foundation strong, to have a very basic knowledge about Indian polity, governance, constitution, you must read NCERT. They are must and they are indispensable. Okay, so is this clear that which NCERT to be read? Class 9 to 12th NCERT is what very important from UPSC civil services point of view. But when you are reading NCERT, you should take the note of this. When you are reading NCERT, you should have a very robust understanding of syllabus in your mind. The second part is syllabus. You should know that what are things which to be included for preliminary examination. What are the things which must be included for main examination? Are you getting this? You have to do justice with the syllabus. You have to align your study as per as the demand of syllabus. If suppose, if for example, there is a mentioning of one topic in the main syllabus, that is e-governance. So when you are reading NCERT, you must have very well understanding that this e-governance part is what there in my syllabus. There is a mentioning of issues in fundamental rights. This is what's also mentioned in Indian polities syllabus for UPSC. So whenever you are reading NCERT, you must have that approach while studying, that I have to do justice with the issues in fundamental rights or the right issues which is there in the topic. You have to do justice with the syllabus. You need not to study more than syllabus, and you should not read less than syllabus. This is what I want to say. Your study must be aligned with syllabus, and the best part of this preparation is this, that the UPSC defines its syllabus quite exhaustively. Very exhaustively they have defined the syllabus. So whenever you are reading Indian polity, governance, issues, constitution from NCERT, you must have the copy of syllabus in front of you. In front of your study table or wherever you are studying, you must have a syllabus copy in front of you. So that copy of syllabus must continuously should guide you. It should work as a cornerstone that yes, my study is what going in the right direction. My pace is what right. My direction is right. Anything which is outside syllabus, you can discard it. And you must have the courage to discard it. If any topic it is not in the syllabus, neither it is in the preliminary examination, nor it in the main examination, you must have the courage that I will not read this particular topic. You must have that courage, you must have that smartness in you. So always paste the copy of syllabus in front of you, in front of your study table, so that continuously it must guide you. Your preparation must be along with the syllabus. If this is the road of civil services, so your preparation must be on this road only. Why? Because these cornerstones are what syllabus. If you look syllabus frequently, बार बार देखते हो syllabus याद भी हो जाता है, it's very good. So you know this is what defined in syllabus, and I will be reading those topics only which are mentioning or mentioned in syllabus. And those topics were not finding mentioning in the syllabus, why to waste time on those topics? As simple as that. The syllabus copy plus NCERT reading is very, very important. Once you are aware with the topics presented in NCERT, once you are aware with the syllabus demand, once you understood the concept, the basic clarity of NCERTs, then you must start reading newspaper. And the benefit of newspaper is dual benefit. One, already you have covered your basic topics from NCERTs, so you will get the revision from newspaper. If suppose you have read something about judiciary, and if any news is regarding judiciary, if news is regarding high court's power, supreme court's power, anything, so you will get the revision from newspaper. You will get the revision from newspaper. And second thing, you will be updated in your studies. You will be live in nature. You will be live in nature when it comes to reading newspaper. So along a revision is also happening, and you are getting updated also day by day. That is what the benefit of newspaper. And the third most important benefit of reading newspaper is you will get that knowledge to take stand on any issue. Now, if you're reading editorial section, let's suppose, if you're reading editorial section of any newspaper, particularly the Hindu or Indian Express, their author is taking stand on every constitutional issue, legal issues, political issues, or any of the issues related to Indian polity. When you are reading that editorial part, you are also getting the sense where I should stand. So it is what clearing your stand. Clearing your stand over different political issues. Different political issues. And this is what you have to do in your main examination. The questions or the demand of the question in main examination is not a direct question. They're not asking you the direct question. They are giving you the issues motivated by the contemporary issues which are prevailing in the country. They will give you the issues and they will force you to write what is your stand on those issues. What could be the impact of those issues? What are the consequences of those issues? How they can be prevented? What should be the model approach? What should be the ideal approach? What should be the constitutional approach? And what is your take on those issues? This is only the demand of the main questions. No? The questions in the main exam are not direct questions. If you know the concept, if you know the basic concept, you know the conceptual clarity you have in your mind, then only you can stand on an issue. You can take your stand. What is your bite on that issue? Then only you can take if you have the conceptual clarity. So to write the answer of main examination, even if you want to take stand in interview board also, you should know the concept behind it. Conceptual clarity must prevail in your mind if you really want to write 200-word answer in main examination, or you want to give your stand in front of board in interview panel. So from where you're getting the conceptual clarity? You're getting the conceptual clarity from NCERTs. From where you are revising those concepts, or from where you are updating yourself? Newspaper. Are you getting this? So NCERT and newspaper must be the very first thing which must be taken into consideration if you are the very fresh in this particular preparation. If your attempt is maiden or the first attempt or single attempt, so this must be approached for you. Are you getting it? But again, I would say the recent demand of the questions prevailing in Indian polity, governance, constitutional issues, the questions are not direct. Neither they are direct in preliminary examination, neither they are direct in main examination. So only NCERT and only newspaper cannot solve the problem. They cannot make you IAS. So if you are just reading NCERT and if you are just reading newspaper, you can't be IAS. You need some advanced studies. Okay, advanced preparation. Now, here also there are two bifurcations. How can you prepare advancedly for Indian polity, governance, constitutional part? See, if you have joined any institute, if you're taking the support of coaching institute for UPSC preparation, so for candidate A, or name as candidate A or candidate B, for candidate A, if coaching support is there, okay, coaching support is there, then classroom discussions, class notes, okay, coaching material will do everything for you when it comes to advanced preparation for Indian polity and governance. But if you have not joined any coaching institute, you want to prepare by self, okay, so that will be the approach must be that you must have a standard. You must read one standard book of polity and governance. You must read some standard book of polity and governance. There are many books prevailing in the market, available in the market, standard books for polity and governance. Many of you, then there must be no hesitation on taking the Lakshmikant's name. There's M. Lakshmikant of Indian polity. It's a well-known book. Yes, you can take the support of M. Lakshmikant if you are preparing by yourself only. But as far as this advanced preparation is concerned, so there are two kinds of people. One, if you are taking the coaching support, if the coaching support is not required, if you are the coaching student, then classroom discussion, class notes, and coaching material can solve the problem for you. But if you're not joined any coaching institute, so standard book of Indian polity, governance, you can refer. This is what the approach for the advanced preparation. But whatever you are reading from NCERTs, from newspaper, from advanced version preparation, whatever you are reading, you must write an answer. You must write some answers. Let's suppose you have read the chapter 1 of NCERT. Okay, chapter 1 of NCERT. Suppose 9th class NCERT. Chapter 1. Just after the NCERT, there is a section of exercises. Okay, there are some exercises in which some fill in the blanks questions are there, true and false are there, 100-word questions are there, 150-word questions are there, 200-word questions are there. You should try to solve each and every exercise which is there after the chapter. In this way, you will develop your own skill of answer writing. In this way, you will develop your own skill for answer writing. So this is what the very first stage of answer writing. This is the stage 1 of answer writing. So for Indian polity, constitution, and all those governance part, for writing better answers, you must start with very first stage, that is to solve exercise of NCERT books. This is the stage 1. What is stage 2? What is stage 2? Stage 2 is also similar to stage 1, but in this particular stage, you should develop answer writing skills by including current affairs in your answers. And from where you will include current affairs in your answer? From newspaper. If suppose, let me take an example. If suppose if there is any question related to the center state relation, एनसीईआरटी में भी टॉपिक है सेंट्रल स्टेट रिलेशन, एडवांस स्टडीज में भी आपने लक्ष्मीकांत से पढ़ा या कोचिंग में पढ़ाया गया है, देयर इज अ टॉपिक सेंट्रल स्टेट रिलेशन. And if the question is, what do you mean by central state relations and what are the issues prevailing in central state relation, or how those issues can be solved? Okay, you know the conceptual part. What is central state relation? What are the issues? You know the issues also given in the books. Consequences given in the book. But how you will include current affairs to this answer, that is the stage 2 of answer writing. Might be there is the tensions between center and many states of the country. If any contemporary issue is there, if it is in the news, you can include that part also. If some fiscal issues are prevailing between center and states, yes, okay. Nowadays GST issues are prevailing, that states are claiming that center is not making compensation of all the tax loss which is there. GST में बोला था that we will compensate for your losses, अभी तक नहीं मिला. You can include in this, that is also the part of central state relations. So how you will include current affairs to this particular topic, that is the stage 2 of answer writing. And trust me, you cannot get into stage 2 in just 2, 3, 4, 5 days. No, you need time. When you will solve all the exercise of NCERTs under stage 1 answer writing program, after 1 month, after 1.5 months, after 2 months, yourself only you can see that there is much difference in my answer writing from day 1 till the present day. So it's just a matter of practice. Whatever you are reading, you must write an answer for that. On daily basis, you should write answer, not only for Indian polity, but for rest of the subjects as well. Daily one answer if also if you will write, definitely after 1 month, 2 months, you will get some skill of answer writing. And you will learn to include current affairs also in that particular answer. That is the stage 2 of answer writing. Are you getting this? All the basic facts you know. Already you have covered NCERT, already you have covered those books, Lakshmikant and coaching materials, whichever may be the case. You will include all the points, you will incorporate all the points in your answer. But how to include current affairs? Or you can start your answer with current affair. That is the matter when you will read the newspaper. When you will practice the answers. When you'll write more than 100 answers, 200 answers, automatically that skill will come, that you will include the current affairs part also in your answer. देखो, whenever ये answer writing में कहा जाता है, if you are writing answer, this is the answer. This is the spiral of answer. Okay, this is your answer. ये घूम रहा है ऐसा. This is what the spiral of your answer. Here you have the concepts also. Yes. A basic knowledge, a basic facts. ये सब है तुम्हारे पास. कहाँ से है? NCERT से है, बुक से लिया है, क्लासरूम डिस्कशन में सुना है, क्लास कोचिंग मटेरियल में, सब कुछ. कंसेप्ट भी पता है, बेसिक फैक्ट्स भी तुमको पता है, सब तुमने ले लिया. बट फ्रॉम वेयर यू विल गेट द न्यूज, द करंट इश्यूज. सपोज उस टॉपिक का कुछ करंट अफेयर मार्केट में है, चल रहा है, कंटेम्पररी इशू है, हाँ, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल है इससे रिलेटेड, अभी न्यूज में था, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट है इससे रिलेटेड जो कि अभी आया है, या उसको अभी थोड़ा सा हाईलाइट किया है न्यूज़पेपर पे. हाउ द बेस्ट आंसर इज, द गुड आंसर इज that you have to include all these things in your answer. If you have to include all these things in an answer in a very lucid form, in a good representative format, what you need to cover your NCERT first. You need to have newspaper discussions, newspaper readings, a classroom discussion if you join coaching, or if you're not join coaching, any book, standard book, and then you have to write answer. Are you getting it? A best answer is what the integrated version of all those things. The concept is also there, basic fact is also there. You have included the current affair also, important article also, important judgment if there. That is what considered to be the best answer, the integrated answer. And that is what is required for UPSC civil services examination. Then only you will be awarded with the mark in main examination. And trust me, all those, this integrated format of answer writing is not a matter of 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. Daily basis, on daily basis, you should write answers. On daily basis, at least one answer to be written for Indian polity, constitutional issues, and governance. NCERT से बेसिक बनाओ, बेस बनाओ, फाउंडेशन बनाओ, न्यूज़पेपर से करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ो, इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल है वो पढ़ो, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का इफ एनी वो पढ़ो, इशू क्या है वो पढ़ो, एडिटोरियल से स्टैंड देखो, व्हाट शुड बी द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्टैंड, व्हाट शुड बी द लीगल स्टैंड, and try to incorporate all the facts and issues in your answer. That is considered to be the wonderful answer for main examination. एक साल का मेहनत है. It's all the process which is there for 1 year. This is what August going on 2021 till June or July, जो भी है 2022. जून में प्रीलिम्स होगा. लगभग एक साल का मेहनत. On daily basis, there are 365 days. On daily basis, if you're writing one answer also, so at the end of year, you have 65 answers with you. 65 answers with you. Only for one module, I'm saying. And this whole 1 year hard work will not just going to pay in prelim examination or in main examination, but it will be there with you till your interview also. Your board will expect out of you that what is your stand on any constitutional issue. If suppose issue is going on between national security and freedom, liberty of an individual, what stand you will take on that issue? If there are issues of demolitions of institutions of democracy, what should be your stand? What is your bite on this? If there is a misuse of article number 356 president rule, what did you stand and what should be the way forward? They can ask you. They can ask you the question related to corruptions. They can ask you the questions related to governance. They can ask you the question related to e-governance. And trust me, this all 1 year hard work, where you acquire knowledge from NCERTs, from newspaper, from classroom discussions, that will pay you in your preliminary examination also, main examination also, and an interview board also. And I used to say the knowledge of Indian polity, governance, constitution is not with you for just this examination. It is there with you for your life. It's forever in your mind to live a very dignified and purposeful life in Indian society. Are you getting this? So when you are reading about Indian polity, governance, constitution part, you make sure that you must start your preparation with NCERT. You solve exercises of NCERT. You solve questions of NCERTs. You please read newspaper on daily basis. If you are the coaching student, you should you should listen the classroom discussions, take of the professors of Indian polity, what they are teaching you, what is their stand, how they are guiding you. You must listen them carefully. If you're not the coaching institute student, then you should read one standard book. If you're preparing by yourself, are getting this, and then you should start writing answers. NCERT पढ़ रहा है तब भी आंसर लिख रहा है, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा है तब भी आंसर लिख रहा है, and when you are sitting in the classroom or you are reading a standard book, then also you're writing answer. Daily basis, at least one answer to be written for Indian polity, constitution, and governance. Okay, so facts, figures, concepts, important articles, schedules, amendments, all those things are there, which are there in NCERTs also and in your book also, coaching material also. Equally, you have to pay attention on those aspects also. Okay, basic facts files. Okay, they will be more important for your PT examination. The issues, the concept, your take, consequences, important for main examination and for interview board also. Okay, so this is what the special session going on how to prepare Indian polity, constitutional issues and governance for UPSC civil service examination for 2022-2023. We'll come with the next module also. We are ready. Okay, already we are geared up for geography, for economy, for environment. So we'll be guiding you on those aspects also. So thank you very much.